Hi Gemini, welcome to your monthly reading. I'm Ashley Rose and this is your January 2022 monthly reading. Happy New Year. This reading is for all signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus in Gemini. So anytime throughout this month, throughout this year, you want to come back and check on what happened during January, what's January have in store for us, this video is here for you. Also, if you haven't checked out my 2020, what's in store for 2022, go check it out. There's a lot of good nuggets there. It helps us just get I felt like it was not too in depth, but gives us a good general overview and theme for what this month or what this year is going to be about. And that really is like balance, our connection to our spirit, and harmony. And being in harmony and in that connection so we can truly just be this non-resistant vessel that our dreams and our manifestations and our passions can just kind of come through. It's like we're a tuning rod this year and we are allowing this magic to just flow through us. Honestly, I'm gonna say this. I've always been excited for your readings. You have very interesting things that happen. Or not interesting things, but there's always good excitement. I always love my readings for Geminis. I digress. But we start off this year in 2022, right? So 2022 is the master number of the builder. So the things that we build, the things that we create, where we place our energy, has the opportunity to blossom and bloom to something that is very long lasting and a solid, secure structure in our life. So as we go throughout the whole year, and especially this month though, because it's the start of it. So it's this, we start asking ourselves the question of what do we want to build in our life? What do we want our life to look like? And how do we see ourselves building that? And this month, I feel like we're going to definitely be getting a lot of visions, a lot of understandings of ways to create that for ourselves and to create that in our life. We start the month off with a new moon in Capricorn that happens on the 2nd. Two is the number 4, relationships. Again, balance and harmony. We're going to see that a lot throughout this reading this year. And it's in Capricorn, and it comes to give us the ideas of the work that we need to do for our plan, right? The new moon is a fresh lunar cycle. So it's a time to go within, to fill up our source again, because the moon is dark, right? And it's a good time to set new intentions, set new goals, set new, things that we want to work on throughout this month. And I love that it happens at the beginning because it really gets us on the right foot forward to do the things that we need to do. And then we have Mercury Retrograde happening the 13th. And I believe that's around Aquarius season. So we're in Capricorn, the beginning of the month. So we are excited to put the work in to the desires that we're building, right? We're work oriented. We come up with a plan. We know what we're doing. We have all this energy and understanding and enthusiasm to go after what we're doing. And then Mercury Retrograde comes, and it's kind of this time that I think is really beautiful because we get all this insight, we have all this inspiration towards these new ideas on how we're going to, attain our dreams. And it gives us time to go back in. It gives us time to reflect before we kind of jump start and go, get going with the year. Oh my gosh. I'm loving this. But before we really start putting these new things into place, we can go within, we can reflect. Mercury Retrograde always reminds me of the Hermit in the tarot. And where we go within to find our light, find our purpose, find our path again. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be examining the behaviors, the beliefs, the ways that we communicate and the way we get around and how we implement our ideas. And we're going to be observing that and how we can do better, how we can change that and just tweak it a little bit to really help us build something that's long lasting, that has a solid structure to really go off of. And then we're in Venus retrograde. So our relationships are kind of getting that same introspection where we're going in, where how can we bring more balance into our relationships? I also believe relationships are going to be a big theme for us this year, and it's not even just romantic, but it's connections. Connections are going to be big for us this year. How can we connect with people in new ways? How can we show more compassion? How can we be more empathetic and really try to deepen our understanding of each other? Because we're all in this together. We are all a collective. And though we are going through our own unique situations, we all come here to help each other with the same thing, or, you know, to be a part of this life together at the same time. Then we also have, this one's super exciting, we have Jupiter in Pisces, and Jupiter's the lucky planet. And Pisces is about our dreams, our intuition, the like mystical sides of things, our emotion, again, our dreams. So there's a lot of luck around what we're doing in the energy that we're putting into our dreams. And so if we tap into that, it's a very fruitful time. Also, I forgot to mention, we're doing 7 cards for the overview of our month, pulling an oracle card, 3 cards for our love life, 3 that clarify, and like always, we end with an affirmation because I love a good affirmation. So, not surprised. You got a good month going on. It's not intense, I would say intense, but, you know, not like camping. I'm just kidding. I think I'm funny. Okay, so let's get going. We start this month off with the 6 of Wands. So we start out with victory and success after, you know, last month of really putting in the work. The last couple weeks of December were tough. It was really kind of clearing out some karmic debts and things that we needed to let go of to get us squared up for January, to get us squared up for 2021, where we release this grief, release doubt, we release this fog that was stopping us from seeing the vision that was in front of us, that was stopping us from seeing the future that we can be a part of, that, you know, everything is kind of sitting at our laps right now, or that's how I feel like this month is going to be for all of us. Everything is just kind of, we're going to step into 2022 and like, we have no idea what we were even in store for, where everything that we've ever wanted is just gonna be thrown in our laps and the universe is like, do something with it. Create the life that you want, right? And it's gonna feel overwhelming at first, and that's why we kind of had to go through what we did even the last couple years, because to get to this point where we can do all of this, we had to learn and be introspective and learn how to be present and learn how to cultivate peace and balance for ourselves, right? Wands are a fire sign, so they're about enthusiasm and drive, our life purpose, and what that means to us. So you're writing on success with your life purpose. So you are aligned coming into this month already with what you're supposed to be doing. So you can find happiness in that. 6 is the number for temporary opportunity. Again, peace, love, and balance. You're gonna be sick of hearing that word by the end of this, but it's really what it is. You know, like before it's like been authenticity, it's been, you know, not ignoring your power, but this month it's balance and harmony. And with our power that we've learned and that we've gained and that we are so excited to share, how can we integrate that in a way that harmonizes everything around us? We have the star, and we have faith, and we have hope, and there's inspiration to this month about our dreams and about the things that we're doing. And I love that when we look at this, you can't see it, and I'll try to put it up in the mirror, because it's like you are coming in from success and you're going towards these things. You're getting this, you're taking the cloak off, you're taking this, you're wiping the fog out of your eyes, off your glasses, and you're seeing that, you know, the things that happened in the past, they don't have to carry over into the future. They don't have to come into 2022. And I'm just going to put everything up first, and then we'll go back and talk about it, because I just love how this looks. We have the star, we have the high priestess, the Hierophant, and the magician, and the Knight of Wands. And it's like, okay, we're literally ending one journey and coming into another. But we're coming in triumphant. We're already coming in with so much success, so much understanding, and with this knowledge that we're ready to learn more. We're ready to build more in our lives. And at the bottom, we have the 3 of Cups. So it's a time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate and be inspired for more, to celebrate our dreams and what we're doing and how we can bring more dreams into our life, right? Being the star is just like this, again, balance. and nourishing ourselves spiritually and nourishing ourselves physically to allow our authenticity and our vulnerability to come out without doubt, without worry, out judgment of ourselves or worrying what other people are going to say, because we are so aligned and in tune with who we are. You're Geminis. You can communicate your ideas clearly. You see yourself, right? And it's being that star in your life and allowing your vulnerability to be communicated, allowing your authenticity to be communicated, in trusting what that can do for you and trusting what that can do for your inspirations and what that can do for your future, and just allowing yourselves to be the star, taking up space, being the star that you are, literally like main character energy for you this month. We have the High Priestess sitting at the middle of your reading. So that is trusting what you're doing. That internal guidance system is turned on right now. So trust your path and where you're going, because you are being enlightened about your future, really. The messages that you're receiving this month are all aligned with what you're supposed to be doing and are all aligned with your purpose and your path. She sits here with a foot over the moon, and that is no longer allowing your fears to dictate or lead your future. You are the conduit in between your higher self and your ego. And you move forward. You make the decision. You make the choices with your internal guidance system on what's going to best suit you moving forward. She's sitting in between a doorway. This is the doorway to your future. This is a threshold into this new beginning. And she's sitting here and she said, are you ready? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust the work that you're going to be in, the knowledge that you already have, and the way that you can communicate these ideas to build the life that you want? This is for you. 2 is also the number for balance, again, but also relationships. So think about your relationships, how you can trust your relationships, how you can, build off of them and stop allowing fear to cloud them and allow them to be what they are and just bring more love into your life. And then we have the Hierophant. And so this is like a religious figure, reminds me of like the Pope, and he's sitting there and he's kind of giving a sermon and there's always people looking around him. But the way I really see it is like community. Leaning on community and finding a community around you that helps you express this authentic self, that gives you a space to feel free. He also sits at the doorway, and here he's like sitting at the doorway into like what these people want, right? They want to transcend, they want to go to heaven. And he is at the doorway saying yes or no if you can or not. And so we want to awaken, we want to enlighten our ideas and bring them in, right? He's dressed in red, so passions answer to it, right? And you can be the Hierophant to your life, or you can reach out to a community, be a part of something else that makes you feel connected to your passions and your dreams in a different way. 5 is the number for freedom. It's the number for change. It's the number, risk and conflict. But this change, that risk, that conflict comes and is happening for your freedom, right? It's that uncomfortability of change, that we go through because we're taking a risk for our freedom, right? And so follow that. Don't let that die. Don't let that be misstruded throughout the month, because there is Mercury. That's not even the word, misstruded, but like this could be a word. Don't let that crumble, because you're worried about whatever. Have faith in what you're doing and follow your freedom. Follow your peace. Follow your presence. Protect your peace, right? That's what's going to bring that balance. That's when you bring that balance in. And they're both, it's like, again, we talked about, if you watched the 2022 video, spirituality is going to be a big one. The connection to yourself, to the people that are around you, big one. Relationships. And they're both sitting here at a doorway. It's like a doorway for both of these things. So what do you want? What are you building? What relationships are you happy to have? And how can they support you to do better, to do more? Then we have the Magician. And I love the Magician. He's the first card in the major arcana. He's all about, new beginnings, connecting, and just creating life. As above, so below, right? What happens up here spiritually will happen here physically. And he knows that. He trusts that. He understands his infinite energy and his ability to literally create things in his life that he wants. He can, pick up each of these elements and do something with it. He can create stability. He can create comfort. He can create his dreams. He can, have the motivation to be in line with his life's purpose, and he can communicate himself clearly. And there's all these flowers and roses around him, so that's just symbolizing life and rebirth and new beginnings, and allowing yourself to birth these new beginnings in without, the worry of what's happened in the past. This is he's the first step of the Fool on his journey, right? Where the Fool gets his idea. He's like, I'm going to do it, right? I'm going off. I'm going to go on my journey. And then the Magician is where we're learning to master our energy, where we're learning to cultivate it and use it in a way that really will be fruitful to us in the future. He's got this red dress on. That's your desires. He's got a white one underneath, and that's pure, your authenticity. Allow your authenticity to be what drives your desires forward. And there's so much yellow in this card. There's a lot of yellow, a lot of blue in your reading, so that's this intuition and happiness. And then we have this towards the end of the month, the Nine of Wands. And that's okay, because we leave this month in Mercury retrograde, and this is just telling us to trust what we're building. The burdens, the things that happened in the past, the things that we went through. It's going to happen where it kind of feels like, we're going backward because of Mercury retrograde. But you're going to remember the journey that you went through and the triumph that you had because you went through those battles. And to get here, you built that wall, you built this protection, you built this support up. So trust what you built. Trust who you are, trust your inspiration, trust your energy, trust your path, and move forward with it. Walk away from this wall that you're trying to guard, that you built to guard yourself. It's guarding you. So trust what you're doing. And it's okay. Like I said, it's happening at the end of the month when it's Mercury retrograde, and that's exactly how we're going to feel. But trust what you're doing and trust the path moving forward. There's clarity here, I promise. Promise. And then we're moving into our Oracle card, which has awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration, which is yes, you're going to feel unsure because you are walking into a whole new way of being that's about balance, that's about harmony, that's about, our relationships in understanding our connections with people and how when we connect, we can create even more. And it's this awakening to a whole new way of being in life where even I don't fully understand it as a reader too. I don't have words for the energy that I feel about this when I'm speaking about it. I hope that makes sense. There's a lot of purple, a lot of blue, again, spirituality and clarity, and then we have this moon up top, and that's our fears. And they're going to creep back in. That's natural, it's normal, we're human, but we have so much support around us to remind us that we no longer need to focus on them. We no longer need to be, them need to be something that we are worried about in our life, okay? We're awakening, we're ascending, we're moving to a whole new way of being. All right, let's move into our love reading. We have separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Justice, romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring with the Two of Wands. And children, your love life is being affected by children. And then we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So I feel here there's some of us that, separation. And we're kind of getting justice on this relationship. Maybe they didn't treat us well, or, we weren't respected, or, we couldn't find the balance with each other, right? Because justice is all about balance. It's a Libra. It's about beauty and things. And they just didn't see the beauty in us and what we could really offer to this relationship. And you know what? That's okay, because the ideas, the things that we're receiving about this separation, that it's for us, that's supporting us, even this month is very much better. All these cards are solo. There's one person standing in each of these cards. And even back here, this is people watching. There's people, but there's some people watching us that we gotta pay attention to. So this journey is solo this month, and it's important because we are getting ourselves squared up for a whole new direction in life. But the ideas that you're receiving from that is coming from higher source. So you can trust that. And again, this romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. If you're feeling that way, you feel like you want more, you feel like they're real, they're worth exploring, especially with this Two of Wands. She's looking out onto the world. And she's like, what else can I have? What else can I create? I know that there's more. This doesn't feel like all. And I'm not really satisfied. Feeling a little unsettled. Two is also a relationship. So you're looking out for a new relationship, on a new relationship. So don't feel like you're not doing enough, you're not doing good enough because you're not in one. Take this opportunity, take this time as an opportunity for yourself to build your life, to put the energy into your life and what you want to do for yourself. And then we have children with the Eight of Wands in reverse. And I just feel like that is like, I don't know, maybe some of us feel like that was a missed opportunity. Maybe we're older and, you know, we don't want children, or we missed that time. Maybe this, you know, relationship we did and that opportunity wasn't coming up, and that's something that we're learning about ourselves, that maybe we do want to have children. Or it's also our inner child that is saying, no, that I don't feel safe here. There's not opportunity here. And I'm going to build something that feels safer for me, that has more balance in my life, that I can depend on as a stable structure. Okay? I like that. There's so much that we need to be learning about for ourselves, and fully like digesting this power in for ourselves, that this other thing is just distracting us, honestly. If you'd like to know more about me, check out what I got going on. You can follow me on Instagram or check out my website. That's ashleyrose.com. The links are in the description for those. And then our affirmation card is, my greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force, they come through freedom. Snaps to that, baby. Freedom. Don't force it. Allow it to happen naturally. Allow it to come the way that it will, because there is some really good things for us this month, this year, and I just can't wait to see what it has in store for you, Gemini. So I hope you have a great January, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the daily tarot readings.